Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. In this episode, we have a story from one of our sisters, who is called Eva. Eva shares with us the story of her senior sister. She reveals some deep stuffs about her sister which shocked us. Eva shares with us her sister's life story, and the circumstances that led to her death at the end of the day. She tells us that, after her sister came in contact with one lady, she became extremely rich. And even though her sister was working, the type of work she was doing and the kind of money she had, didn't make sense to her. But she said, she couldn't say much about it, since she didn't have any proof to whatever she was suspecting. She reveals to us the dirty things her sister unknowingly to the family, was doing to enrich herself. This she said later led to her death at the end of the day. Her revealing or sharing with us this confession, she said that, she wants our dear followers and listeners to have a piece of advice from what happened to her sister. Without taking much of your time, let us go and listen to her story. Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload.
Hello brother, I really hope that all is well with you and your listeners. I am Eva, a young lady from Ghana. And I would love to share with you this story. Actually, it is not my own story. But then, it is a story that I can talk about. Because, it happened to my senior sister. And it is something that she recounted to us before she died. It is not an easy thing for me to do. I mean, talking about the cause of her death gives me too much pains. But, I believe it is the right thing to do, so at least, her story can impact someone out there. Her death came as a shock to so many people in our community. Because, my sister had acquired money and wealth over time. That all the young ladies in our community wanted to emulate her. But then, little did we know that, the process through which she acquired everything she had, was not what we were thinking. Let me start the whole thing from how she told us. My sister was a hairdresser and she had some really decent number of customers. And then, she also had some number of apprentices that she was teaching the hairdressing business, or let me say skills. Unknown to us, my sister had this insatiable desire to be like these ladies that go about driving in huge and expensive cars. She wanted to be just like them. So, all the years that she was going about her business, she was not satisfied with whatever she was gaining from it. And this desire to be like those ladies on social media took her far. The thing is that, one of the ladies that always comes to do her hair in her salon, invited my sister to her party. And when she went to this party, according to her, she met this other lady, who was glittering with class. So after the program, she asked her customer, who had invited her to the party, about the lady she saw. And her customer told her that, the said lady was one of the top ladies around. She again said that, she do command some level of respect, because of her wealth. Immediately, my sister had this desire to approach the lady. Which obviously she did. And after some short conversation, the lady gave my sister her contact, and asked her to call her. She did call the lady the next morning after she had returned home. This was when she told the lady that, she really felt her presence and would love to be on the level that she operated. She said that, the lady asked her 3 times, if she really wanted to know exactly what she does for the kind of life she lives. And my sister told her that, she is tired of the small amount that she gets from her shop. And so, whatever there is for her to do, she really wants to elevate herself to the top. She said that, the lady promised her that, she shouldn't worry and she was going to help her with that. So just like that, a date was set for them to meet. My sister did met the lady in the lady's house. This, she said, even made her curse the life that she had lived. She said that, the lady was living in a very big mansion, and had a fleet of cars parked in her compound. She said that, that day when she visited the lady in her house, she met other 2 girls. They were introduced to each other, and was told that, they were going to be like sisters from that time onwards. Because, the kind of business that they are about to enter, they will need people who are also into it and be each other's support. She said that the lady took them into a particular room in the house. And this room, she said, was full of clothes. Skimpy clothes that reveals almost everything about the person wearing it. The lady told them that they will be needing some of that clothes for the kind of work they are going to engage in. She told them that that particular evening was an introductory stage for them. So that night, they went to one club where there were other ladies also dressed in similar clothes. And there were men of different ages also present in the club, as they were having fun in there. She said that this was when the lady told them that if you play your cards very well, even today, being the first time, you can walk away with 5,000 Ghana cedis or even more. It sounded good to the newcomers in the game. But she said that, from the way the lady was talking, it was as if 5,000 Ghana cedis for just that very night was not enough. Even thought at this point, my sister didn't know exactly what the job was. She said that she didn't feel comfortable about it. But then this lady assured her that everything will be fine with her. And she was no way going to introduce her to something that was going to cause her any harm. She made sure my sister was cool with whatever she was about to enter. So that evening, some men approached them, and after some of the ladies had some few drinks, each of them went away with one of the men. And then, one other man also took my sister to a hotel. So apparently, the lady my sister met at the party, who is now her boss in this business, was into hookup business. At this point, I am very sad talking about my sister this way. Because I looked up to her as my role model. And I was extremely impressed and proud of whatever she had accomplished as a hairstylist. This lady, who was everything to me, was about to take on a different route, which she didn't know what was installed for her in the years to come. That night in the hotel room, my sister said that the man asked her to go and take her shower. After which he had tons of intense action on the bed with her. I believe you understand what I mean by that. After that, she said the man gave her 7,000 Ghana cedis. And told her that he would love to be seeing her more often. My sister was extremely happy after realizing that she made that amount of money just in one night. That was the beginning of my sister in this hookup business. She said that, when she returned to the lady who introduced her to this hookup business, she told my sister that, even that amount my sister was so much happy about was nothing but small. And even went on to tell my sister that, if she does the things these men will be asking of her, she can make huge amounts from them. Someone who did own her business has now turned into this kind of lifestyle. So what she was doing was that, she goes to work during the daytime, and then turn hookup during the night. In a matter of some few months, my sister told us that she wanted to move out of the house and rent her own apartment. I tried to let my big sister understand the reason why it wasn't the right thing to do. Because we were in our house and no one was chasing you out. My thing was that she should be in the house till maybe after she gets married, then she can move to her own husband's house. But none of my suggestions meant anything to her. I was thinking she was going to just waste the money. But then, I didn't know that she had made enough money from a business that we didn't even know existed. So just like that, my sister moved into her own apartment. Even though I was happy for her, I didn't like the idea of her moving out there. The lady was also on the other hand getting paid from her hooking them up to these rich men. So, aside she herself doing her own, she was also giving them out to different men and charging the men an amount for getting them the girls that can satisfy them. So, my sister had now turned into something different from how we were raised, because of money. And the desire to have these material things. In a matter of some few months, my sister had started traveling outside the country. And she was constantly giving my parents money than she used to do earlier. She was lying to my parents of her clients traveling to these countries and then talking to other Ghanaians about how good her services are. And so, some of them actually buys tickets for her to come over and spend some holidays with them. So, traveling was all about, I am going for holidays in Dubai. And it was either this person or that person. I started asking myself so many questions about the travels. Because, how can one tell you that, you know how to do hair and for that matter, they will buy your ticket to come over and do their hair for them? Some of the things started to bother me. So, one evening, I called my mother and had a discussion with her about my sister and her recent travels. My mother told me not to think evil about my own sister. She talked to me in a way that seemed like I was having negative thoughts and energy for my sister's success. But to be honest, brother, I was coming from a point of love. I was only looking out for her just like a sister should do. But they didn't understood me. Apparently, the lady had a hookup job for them in the Dubai. Which they went, and when my sister returned, she came back with full cash and she bought her first car. At this point, I was made to feel as if I was envious of my sister's success. So, the only thing I could do was to be happy for her. Even though, deep within me I didn't feel right about her success. Something in me kept on rejecting most of the things that my sister was telling us. Even to a point where she one day had an argument with me over my consistent questions. I had no choice than to keep my mouth shut for good about her life. 2 years after my sister returned from the Dubai and bought her first car, she had now acquired so much that she was living like a princess. But then, some strange things began to emerge. She started experiencing some rashes on her body and even her private parts too. This thing went on for a while and then, she started to lose weight. My sister, that was very beautiful fair lady, had all of a sudden changed in complexion from her natural color to being dark. This thing wasn't right and she started experiencing some weird dreams, where she always was seeing dead people in our family. She said that, whenever she closes her eyes to sleep, she will always see dead people. Sometimes they will be calling her to come because they are waiting for her. This was getting too much to handle. And so, we needed to find out what was wrong. We took my sister to a native doctor, who now told us that she has been used for sacrifice. And she had only about a month or two to live.
Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. After listening to this story, I will say that life indeed is something that no one can predict. And you can't even seem to understand what life is all about. I honestly wish the youth of these days will listen to some of the important lessons in these stories that we share. Money is important in human life, yes, it is true that we cannot do without it. But please, we should understand that money is not everything. I honestly think that this generation are making the love of having money to lead them to make some decisions that always goes against them in the very life that they are living. I just hope that we honestly take the important lessons from these stories to better our lives and decisions. When you listen to her share the story, the sister, even though was doing well, didn't just like what she had. And was moved by the desire to be like someone, without even knowing exactly what the person does secretly. Which later led her into this kind of path. Please do not let the desire for money ruin your life. I pray that we learn from some of these stories and live a better life. If not for anything at all, it pays to live a decent and better life. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thought with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.